Did the government just try to raid the medical files of transgender kids? Before we dive into this explosive story, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you these critical updates. Alright, let's get into it. In a significant victory for patient privacy and a considerable setback for the Trump administration, a federal judge has slammed the brakes on a sweeping demand for confidential patient information. The target? Rhode Island's largest hospital, specifically records of transgender youth receiving gender-affirming care. U.S. District Judge Mary McElroy issued a ruling this Wednesday, blocking the Department of Justice from obtaining these deeply sensitive records. This isn't an isolated incident. This ruling is the latest in a series of defeats for the DOJ's efforts to access such data, with at least 7 other federal courts previously ruling against similar demands. The context here is crucial. The Trump administration, through its Department of Justice, had issued broad requests for information from hospitals that provide gender-affirming care to minors. The specific details of what the DOJ was seeking haven't been fully disclosed, but the sheer scope of the demand targeting confidential patient records raised immediate alarms about privacy violations and potential government overreach. Hospitals, medical professionals, and patient advocacy groups have argued vehemently that such demands undermine the trust essential for healthcare, particularly for vulnerable populations like transgender youth. Releasing this information, they contend, could lead to discrimination, harassment, and a chilling effect on individuals seeking necessary medical treatment. The very idea of the government demanding access to private medical histories of minors undergoing gender transition is fraught with ethical and legal peril. Judge McElroy's decision in Rhode Island is particularly noteworthy because it reaffirms the importance of patient confidentiality, especially when it comes to sensitive health information. The ruling underscores the principle that individuals, particularly minors and their families, have a right to privacy regarding their medical care. The DOJ's argument, presumably centered on some form of investigation or oversight, has now been challenged and, in this instance, blocked by the judicial system. What does this mean moving forward? For transgender youth and their families, this ruling offers a much-needed reprieve and a sense of security. It reinforces that their healthcare decisions and personal information are not easily accessible by the government without a compelling and legally sound justification. For healthcare providers offering gender-affirming care, it validates their commitment to patient privacy and their role in providing essential services to a community that often faces significant societal pressures. However, the fight is far from over. The Department of Justice has a history of pursuing aggressive legal strategies, and it's highly probable they will continue to explore avenues to obtain this information or challenge future rulings. This ongoing legal tug-of-war highlights a fundamental tension in American law and society, the balance between governmental authority and individual privacy rights, especially concerning the healthcare of minors and the LGBTQ community. The implications of this could extend beyond Rhode Island. If the DOJ were successful in obtaining these records, it could set a dangerous precedent, potentially emboldening similar demands from government agencies across the country. This could significantly impact the availability and accessibility of gender-affirming care, as families and individuals might fear seeking treatment due to concerns about government surveillance and data collection. This case also brings to the forefront the broader debate surrounding gender-affirming care itself. While medical professionals widely support these treatments as medically necessary and beneficial for the well-being of transgender youth, there are ongoing political and social controversies surrounding them. The DOJ's interest in these records, regardless of its stated purpose, can be perceived by many as an attempt to scrutinize or even interfere with this type of care. The courts are serving as a critical firewall in this instance, protecting established privacy rights against what many see as an overreaching government. Judge McElroy's ruling is a strong statement in favor of protecting vulnerable individuals and upholding the sanctity of the doctor-patient relationship. But as we've seen, these battles are often protracted, with multiple legal challenges and appeals likely in the future. The Department of Justice will undoubtedly regroup and consider its next steps, and we will be here to cover them. So what do you think about this? Should the government have sweeping access to the medical records of transgender youth, or is patient privacy paramount? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This is a developing story, and we'll continue to monitor the legal proceedings closely. For now, a significant win for privacy and a vital protection for transgender kids. Stay tuned.